everyone, welcome to my review of my stitching in 2015 and my plans for 2016. I've had a great year. I've really enjoyed it. I still dream of cross stitching when I go to sleep every night. Just before I drop off to sleep, I think of my plans for the year and think about new starts, possibly think about stitching on my current projects. I haven't had as much time for blog posts and YouTube videos, but I'm hoping that will change this year. I'm not working quite as much this year, so I'm excited about posting more. I'm going to keep my Heaven and Earth design on view while I chat quickly. I want to share with you my 5 finishes for the year, and I'm happy with that. This was probably one of my biggest finishes. It's Heritage Sampler Company I Love London, and unfortunately I haven't made it into a cushion yet, but I will, I promise. This year it will happen. Stitch on 32 count white linen in DMC thread that was recommended with the pattern. One of my favourite finishes was stitching with friends. And my friend Gillian turned 50, and 2 of her friends and myself decided to stitch her up a Prairie Schooler alphabet. I'm going to insert the photo here. We chose 4 random blocks from the Prairie Schooler alphabet, and if you're a regular on my channel, you'll know what I'm talking about. We chose 4 that were the initials of our names, and stitched a block for her as well. Very happy with that turned out. Stitched on 32 count antique white linen, and she cried when she got it after we framed it and gave it to her, so we're really thrilled with that. I'll insert a photo of it framed. I hadn't shown you much about that project. I didn't want her to find out in any way, so I kept that project secret. I stitched 1.5 blocks on that, so I was very pleased to do that for her. My other 2 friends stitched a block and a block and a half each. I finished up 2 Christmas ornaments this year. One I'd started in 2014 and hadn't finished, so I was really pleased to finish that for my son this year. I gave it to my 15-year-old son Jack, and he was wrapped. It was a cross-stitch ornament from the Christmas Ornament Edition magazine 2013 called Just One Bite. It features a dragon about to munch on an egg. I used Whisper White in this and some metallics, and was pleased with how they stitched up. I will insert a picture now. I finished another ornament, my first Mill Hill bead kit, and it's Proud Penguin, and I stitched this on the white perforated paper, stitched together, added black ribbon, and gave it to my sister for Christmas. I'll insert a picture now. I don't know if you remember, but I also stitched up a German cross-stitch kit. I won't even go there with pronouncing name. I completely mucked the whole thing up the last time I talked about it in a video a few months ago. I think it must have been my August edition, and it was a cross-stitch calico bag, and we gifted it as a raffle item with a couple of bottles of wine for a fundraiser I was involved with, and I was really pleased with how that stitched up. I'll insert a photo now. So I now want to go through what I achieved for the year and what I think I'll achieve for 2016. I had 2 focus pieces for 2015. This is Mini Alice and Snow White, the Heaven and Earth design that I started December the 1st, 2014. I have been really happy with the progress. I've consistently worked on this 3 to 4 days per week, stitching anywhere from 100 to 400 stitches. I keep it on my craft table. It's out, it's ready to go, usually always in a Q-snap. It's something I do if I've got a little bit of time. It's 25 count, even weave stitching 2/1, slightly warped because of that 2/1 tent stitch. Tent stitching does warp your fabric a little bit, but it won't matter. I'm going to get it framed by a professional, so that will change the warping. Stitching a block every 6 weeks, every 6 to 8 weeks, so I imagine I'll finish this in the next 6 months. I'm up to page 10. The threads show all the parking. Very happy with how that's gone. I had said I wanted that to be a finish for the year, but oh well, I'm still made progress. It's not like it's sitting there not doing anything. Let's move on. I'm sure many of you know this piece. This is the Prairie School of Alphabet, and I had said I wanted to get it finished. See how massive it is? I haven't achieved that, but I'm still very happy. I've been working on it consistently. I would stitch on this 5 days, mostly in the evenings, per week. As you can see, I'm up to V is for Vineyard, and I finished U is for Unlock in the last week or two. I am very happy with the progress of it. I will have this finished by April. I had hoped to get it finished this year, not possible. I had also said I'd want to get my Heaven and Earth finished, and I didn't, but I'm going to have 2 big finishes, I think, in the next 6 months. So I'm very pleased with how this is. This is 32 count raw linen. I'm stitching 2/2, and it's 36 count fabric. So my Heaven and Earth design and my Prairie School of Alphabet have been the 2 projects that I've focused on. I've got 17 whips in total. I have finished 2 of those whips that were counted last year, and I've added another 2 this year. I'm a bit disappointed with my progress on the Carriage House samplings, Shores of Hawk Run Hollow. I had hoped I'd finish block 2 by the end of the year, and I certainly haven't done that. I haven't got a lot to go with it. I've decided once I finish a cushion that I'll show you shortly, it's a fox cushion, I'm going to take this out with me and stitch on this when I'm out. Partly because I think there are lots of things I can stitch on this when I'm out. I can do a lot of the borders, and I can do a lot of filling in. So this is probably going to become my car project. So something I'll work on when I'm just sitting around. So hopefully you'll see a lot more progress this year with this. I think this is an antique linen. It's kind of a buttery kind of colour. It's quite beautiful. No variegation in it. It's just a straight dye. And it's 32 count with the DMC threads. Let's move on. Now everyone must know the Treasure Hunt bookshelf from Heaven and Earth Design, and if you don't, go on to their website and look it up. This is a Heaven and Earth design, and it's a partial of the bookshelf, and it's from the fox through to the dragon. It's called a quick stitch, and I think I started it last January, and I've stitched all of this, so I don't know how many stitches I've done. I must have done 1200 or something. I think it was the large format pattern. This is 25 count even weave again. It's 2/1 tent stitching. It has a lot of confetti. I can't tell you how much confetti it has. It's so much more than my mini Alice and Snow White. Mini Alice and Snow White dominates over this. I just do this occasionally. Often if it's a Thursday and I feel like doing something, I would stitch on this. So this is sort of my Thursday project. Let's move on. This is Bothy Threads Kings and Queens, and I started William the First, I think he's William the Conqueror, in the January Crazy Challenge I participated in. And this is what I've achieved during the year. I think this year I can achieve 1 king or queen per month, so I'm going to try for that. So I'm going to keep this out and work on this a bit more today. This is my new start for January the 1st, and it's the Country Cottage Needlework Santa's Village. This is block 1 called Santa's House. I've had block 1 for a long time, and I finally decided to stitch all the houses on the same block, so I've ordered all of the other blocks and they're on their way. It's a beautiful smoky pearl Belfast linen, 32 count again, that's my preferred count, and linen is my preferred fabric. This is using the recommended DMC threads and hand dyes. I'm going to use them too. The hand dyes came, I've got 2 blocks of it. The hand dyes came with the blocks when I purchased them. I've ordered the other hand dyes that are required for it. There's a Facebook sale group called Santa's Village, and I'm part of that. I'm going to stitch a house a month, so let's see how I go with that. Let's hope I can stick with it and have a completed project by Christmas. This is a project by a company on Etsy called Purple Stitching, and it's classic book spines. And Mackenzie from the Lovely Array totally enabled me to do this pattern. As soon as I saw it well over 18 months ago, her finished product, I jumped out and I got it. I haven't stitched on it a lot, and I'm a bit embarrassed about it. I think because it's such a full-on fielding cross stitch, I've decided to put it off until I finish one of my other main projects. I love it. I don't love working on this fabric though. It's the Magic Guide 18 count, and it's quite stiff, so I didn't love working on that. Maybe though in a Q-snap it might be different. I'm a bit like Mackenzie in that I don't mind stitching in hand, and I do quite a bit of stitching in hand. I also use Q-snaps. I'm not a major fan of frames or hoops anymore. I used to use them, but I've sort of given up. It's either in hand or in a Q-snap for me. So I hope to work more on this. I haven't fully kitted it up. I've only got all the purple threads for the first book. Let's hope I can do some more this year. Well, this is a bit of a blast from the past, and I didn't work on it much this year. I worked on it mostly in 2014. This is the Bothy Threads cut through pirate ship I'm going to do for my 5-year-old boy. I was doing Pirate Wednesdays, where I was stitching on it every Wednesday with a friend from the UK. Hi Justine. And we're going to get back to it this year. Both of us, our boys are growing up, we just need to get it done, put on, framed, put up on their bedroom walls before they get too old and want something far cooler. So this is 16 count light blue Ada 2/2 with the Bothy thread kit threads. So I'm going to stitch on it a bit more. Today I've stitched on the upper part of the sail, so I have done some work on it today. Being a Wednesday, so I'm thrilled with myself. I'm embarrassed to say this is my start, January 1st start from 2015, and I've only just started getting back to it. I'm going to do this project, focus on this project once my Prairie Schooler alphabet is finished. That's been a priority. I'm going to stitch this with my friend. I stitched on these stitches on the other day, and I've forgotten how soft this beautiful Chromatic Alchemy linen is. 32 count, 28 count linen. It's absolutely beautiful to stitch with. It's buttery soft, and I thought, gosh, I'm going to have to pick up this a bit more often because I absolutely love stitching it. Gorgeous. Can't wait to get back to it. This is another blast from the past. This is a Gold Dimensions kit. One of my friends started doing in year 2000. She gave it to me in 2009, and I'm still working on it. It's a bit of a pain in the backside to work on, but that's okay. I'll just have to knuckle down and do it. Also going to be a focus piece for this year. Now I've said it, hopefully I'll do it. I think it's like a 16 count Ada. With the threads that were supplied with the kit, and I just have to knuckle down and absolutely do it because it is really cute. This is a Chatelaine freebie, and it's a toadstool. I started it last year. Goodness knows I haven't finished because it's absolutely beautiful. This is project. This is a Touch of Gold by Buchila. I stopped it temporarily. I was just trying to work out if I can match the thread, because I'm going to run out of thread. I'm doing it 2 strands instead of the 1 in places, so I'm using up more thread. So I'm seeing if I can work that out. Sorry to rush you, my thing's going to end, so I don't want to cut to a new video. Finally, this is an Anne Erickson cushion, and I'm going to finish it this year. So easy. It's just pearl cotton black thread, and I'm making it into a cushion. So there are my projects for the year. I don't have any major new starts planned at this point. I have some patterns that I might start if I finish the other 2, or when I finish the other 2. I hope you enjoy my video and I look forward to getting back to you soon. Bye.